Top Gear is a British television series about motor vehicles, primarily cars, and the most widely watched factual television program in the world. It began in 1977 as a conventional motoring magazine program, but over time, and especially since a relaunch in 2002, it has developed a quirky, humorous and sometimes controversial style. First-run episodes are broadcast in the United Kingdom on BBC Two and BBC Two HD. From Series 14 to 19, prior to the launch of the dedicated BBC Two HD channel, new episodes were also simulcast on BBC HD. The series is also carried on cable television systems in the United States via BBC America, in Latin America via BBC Entertainment, and in Europe and Southeast Asia via BBC Knowledge. The program has received acclaim for its visual style and presentation, as well as criticism for its content and often politically incorrect commentary made by its presenters Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. Columnist A. Gill, close friend of Clarkson and fellow Sunday Times columnist, described the program as a triumph of the craft of program making, of the minute, obsessive musical masonry of editing, the French polishing of color washing and grading. On the 25th of March 2015, host Jeremy Clarkson was informed by the BBC that his contract would not be renewed. Following Clarkson's departure, his co-hosts Richard Hammond and James May and executive producer Andy Willman announced that they would not return to the show without him. On the 16th of June 2015, Chris Evans was confirmed as one of the new hosts, whilst it was previously announced that open auditions would be held to cast his co-presenters. On the 6th of October 2015, Evans announced that a new format could lead to him presenting the show alone. At the same time, it was also confirmed that the new series is planned to air in May 2016. It has since been reported that Sabine Schmitz, David Coulthard, and Chris Harris will be joining Evans in the new iteration of the show. The show also features an anonymous test driver known as the Stig, played by numerous racing drivers over the course of the series. History. Jeremy Clarkson and producer Andy Willman successfully pitched a new format for Top Gear to the BBC, reversing a previous decision to cancel the program in 2001. The new series was first broadcast in 2002. Instead of using a conventional TV studio, Top Gear is located at Dunsfold Aerodrome, an airport and business park in Waverley, Surrey. The program uses a temporary racing circuit which was designed for the program by Lotus and is laid out on parts of Dunsfold's runways and taxiways. A large aircraft hangar is used for studio recording with a standing audience. The new series format incorporates a number of major changes from the old series. The running time was extended to 1 hour and 2 new presenters were introduced: Richard Hammond and Jason Dorr. Although Clarkson and Hammond typically appeared in most segments, Dorr was replaced by James May from the second series onwards. From the start of the new series, the Stig, an anonymous, helmeted racing driver, was introduced as the test driver. New segments were also added, including Star in a Reasonably Priced Car, The Cool Wall, The News, Power Laps, and one-off features such as races, competitions, the regular destruction of caravans, and occasionally Morris Marinas, which cannot appear on the program without being destroyed. In early 2006, the BBC had a plan to move the film site from Dunsfold to Enston, Oxfordshire, for filming of the 8th series of Top Gear. But the move was rejected by West Oxfordshire Council due to noise and pollution concerns. Filming of the series went ahead at Dunsfold in May that year despite not having a permit to do so, with a revamped studio set, a new car for the Star in a Reasonably Priced Car segment, and the inclusion of one of Hammond's dogs, named Top Gear Dog, in some of the studio and film segments of that series. On the 20th of September 2006, Richard Hammond was seriously injured while driving a Vampire turbojet drag racing car at up to 314 miles per hour for a feature in the series. The BBC indefinitely postponed the broadcast of Best of Top Gear and announced that production of the series would be delayed until Hammond had recovered. Both the BBC and the Health and Safety Executive carried out inquiries into the accident. Filming resumed on 5 October 2006. The ninth series began on 28 January 2007 and included footage of Hammond's crash. The first episode of the ninth series attracted higher ratings than the finale of Celebrity Big Brother, and the final episode of the series had 8 million viewers, BBC Two's two highest ratings for a decade. A special program, Top Gear Polar Special, was broadcast in the UK on 25 July 2007 and was the first episode to be shown in high definition. It involved a race to the North Magnetic Pole from Resolute, Nunavut, Canada, with Jeremy Clarkson and James May travelling in a polar-modified Toyota Hilux, and Richard Hammond on a dog sled accompanied by driver Matty McNair. Clarkson and May became the first to reach the 1996 North Magnetic Pole by car, using the vehicle's satellite navigation. Since 1996, the North Magnetic Pole had moved approximately 100 miles. The recorded 1996 location is the target used by Polar Challenge and was used by the Top Gear team as their destination. The geographic North Pole is approximately 800 miles further north. On 9 September 2007, Top Gear participated in the 2007 Brick Car 24-hour race at Silverstone, where the hosts drove a race-prepared second-hand diesel BMW 330d and finished third in class and 39th overall. The car was fueled using biodiesel refined from crops shown during a tractor review in the previous series. By 2008, Top Gear had become so popular that the waiting list to get tickets for a recording included more than 300,000 names, or 21 years' worth of episodes. In 2008, the series was adapted into a live format called Top Gear Live. The tour started on 30 October 2008 in Earl's Court, London, moving on to Birmingham in November, then at least 15 other countries worldwide. Produced by former Top Gear producer Roland French, the events were described as an attempt to bring the TV show format to life, featuring breathtaking stunts, amazing special effects and blockbusting driving sequences featuring some of the world's best precision drivers. On 17 June 2008, in an interview on BBC Radio 1's The Chris Moyle Show, Hammond and May confirmed that in Series 11 there would be a new, occasional regular host. This was revealed to be Top Gear stuntman. The series executive producer, Andy Willman, also revealed that future programs would have less time devoted to big challenges. We've looked back at the last 2 or 3 runs and noticed that a program can get swallowed up by one monster film, a bit like one of those Yes albums from the 1970s where side 1 is just one track, so we're trying to calm down the prog rock side. We'll inevitably still have big films, because it's the only way you can enjoy the 3 of them cocking about together. But they'll be shorter overall, and alongside we'll be inserting 2 or 3 minute punk songs. Series 14, broadcast in late 2009, attracted criticism from some viewers, who perceived that the program was becoming predictable with an over-reliance on stunts and forced humor at the expense of serious content. On the BBC's Points of View broadcast, 13 December 2009, Janice Hadlow, the controller of BBC Two, rejected such comments, observing that she was still pleased with Top Gear's ratings and audience appreciation figures. However, on 20 December, Andy Willman admitted that the 3 presenters were now playing to their TV cartoon characters a bit too much. He added, "It's fair to say this incarnation of Top Gear is nearer the end than the beginning, and our job is to land this plane with its dignity still intact." But ironically, that does mean trying new things to the last, even if they screw up, because, well, it means you never stop trying. Nevertheless, a one-off special of the long-running U.S. news program 60 Minutes featuring Clarkson, May and Hammond attracted 16 million viewers in October 2010, highlighting Top Gear's continuing popularity. The 10-part series 22 began airing from the 25th of January 2015, following the controversial Patagonia specials airing over Christmas 2014. However, broadcast of the 8th and subsequent episodes was delayed and subsequently cancelled after host Clarkson was suspended by the BBC on the 10th of March 2015. On the 25th of March 2015, Director General of the BBC Tony Hall announced Jeremy Clarkson's contract would not be renewed following allegations that he had verbally and physically abused Top Gear producer Oisin Timmin in a hotel after filming. In the Director General's statement he said that Top Gear would be renewed for 2016, and that they would look into putting out the remaining episodes of the current series. On the 1st of April 2015, it was announced that the Top Gear live stage shows will continue under the Clarkson, Hammond and May Live banner. On the 23rd of April 2015, James May announced that he would not be returning to the show without Clarkson. On the same day it was confirmed by the BBC that executive producer Andy Willman had also left the show following Clarkson's dismissal. Shortly afterwards, Richard Hammond also confirmed he would not be returning to the show. On the 16th of June 2015, the BBC confirmed that the trio's final films would air as a compilation on the 28th of June 2015, anchored by Hammond and May. On the 16th of June 2015, Chris Evans was confirmed as one of the new hosts, announcing that the BBC would hold auditions to find his co-presenters. Broadcasts. In addition to first-run episodes broadcast in the United Kingdom on BBC Two, and since Series 14, also on BBC HD, Top Gear is also shown on Dave, BBC America, BBC Canada, RTE2 and Setanta Ireland in Ireland, Veronica in the Netherlands, Canvas in Belgium, Canal 9 in Sweden, TV3 Plus, 6 Erin, BBC Entertainment and on BBC Knowledge in Denmark, Malaysia's Media Prime is NTV7 and on HypeTV's channel BBC Knowledge. B Channel in Indonesia, 9 Network in Go. In Australia, Prima Cool in the Czech Republic, Viasat 3, Viasat 6 and M2 in Hungary, Prime TV and TV3 in New Zealand, BBC Entertainment in India, Sky TV in Greece and a number of other television channels around the world. The popularity of the series has led to the creation of 3 international versions, with local production teams and presenters for Australia, Russia and the United States. Episodes of the Australian version premiered on the 29th of September 2008 and NBC was holding the American version for broadcast in February or March 2009, as a possible mid-season replacement, but later dropped it from their schedule before production resumed. Older series are also available on Netflix streaming. The U.S. cable channel History picked up the rights to the American version, which premiered on the 21st of November 2010.